I still remember the morning I found the envelope on my doorstep. It was thick, official-looking, the kind of letter that makes your stomach twist before you even open it. My hands shook as I tore it open, and when I read the first line, my heart nearly stopped. Notice of eviction, filed by the property owners, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson. My parents. My own parents were suing to evict me. The world around me blurred as I dropped onto the step, reading the letter again and again, hoping I'd misunderstood something. But no, it was real. They wanted me and my son out. The house they'd gifted to me 3 years ago when my ex-husband abandoned us, leaving me alone with a newborn, wasn't mine anymore. Tears burned my eyes. I looked back through the open door where my 7-year-old son, Liam, was sitting at the table, drawing a picture of a house. His house. The same one my parents were now taking from him. My phone buzzed. It was my mom. My throat closed up, but I answered. "Mom, what is this?" I whispered, voice trembling. Her tone was cold, rehearsed. "Sweetheart, you know your sister Emily's getting married next month. She and Tom have been looking for a place, and your father and I decided it's time she has a home of her own. You've been in that house long enough. But, you gave it to me. You said it was mine. It was temporary," she snapped. "You've had 7 years, Claire. You should have saved by now. We're not throwing you out immediately, the court will handle the timeline. It's fair. Fair." That word echoed in my mind like poison. Fair was when my father let Emily borrow his credit card but lectured me for asking for gas money. Fair was when Emily wrecked their car at 21 and they bought her another one while I was still paying off student loans. Fair was never fair. That night, after Liam went to sleep, I sat at the kitchen table and cried silently. I wasn't crying for myself, I was crying for him. How would I tell my little boy that Grandma and Grandpa wanted us to leave our home? I didn't sleep at all. I sat staring at the framed photo of my parents holding Liam as a baby. They looked proud, loving, full of joy. And now, they were dragging me to court. A week later, the papers arrived. A formal lawsuit. Thompson versus Claire Jensen. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. When I called Emily, hoping she'd talk sense into them, she just said, "Claire, you're being dramatic. Mom and Dad are doing what's right. Tom and I need a stable place to start our family. You'll find somewhere else." Somewhere else? I laughed bitterly. You think it's that easy? I work 2 jobs just to keep us afloat. Rent prices are insane. And this is Liam's home, the only one he's ever known. She sighed. You always make everything about you. Grow up. And she hung up. For days, I functioned like a ghost, going to work, picking up Liam from school, pretending everything was fine. But inside, I was breaking. Every room in the house felt heavy with memories, the corner where Liam took his first steps, the backyard where we planted sunflowers, the porch where I cried the night my marriage ended. Now, I'd have to lose it all. One evening, while I was cooking dinner, Liam looked up from his homework and asked, "Mom, why do you look sad lately?" I froze. "Sweetheart, it's just grown-up stuff." He frowned. "Is it because of Grandma and Grandpa? I heard you crying after they called." My breath caught. "You heard that?" He nodded slowly. "I don't like when you cry. I'll tell Grandma to stop making you sad." I smiled weakly, trying not to let him see the tears. "No, baby. It's okay. I'll take care of it." He came and hugged me tight. "You always do." That night, I realized, I couldn't let my parents take this house without a fight. Maybe I didn't have money, but I had something stronger, truth, and a mother's love. So I hired a lawyer, sold a few things, and prepared to face my own parents in court. If you're still here, I want to ask you something. would you fight your own parents if they tried to take your child's home away? Tell me in the comments below. And if you believe no mother should be treated like this, please like this video, subscribe, and help me share this story with the world. The courthouse smelled like paper and fear. When I walked in with my lawyer and my son, my parents wouldn't even meet my eyes. Emily sat beside them, holding her fiancé's hand, looking smug. I took a deep breath, holding Liam's small hand tightly. He wore his best clothes, a little button-up shirt and his favorite red shoes. He didn't understand what was happening, not fully, but he knew it was important. As the hearing began, my father's lawyer stood and said, "The property in question legally belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Thompson." There was no transfer of title, only verbal permission for their daughter to reside there temporarily. They now wished to reclaim the property to provide it to their younger daughter, Emily, as a wedding gift. I wanted to scream. A wedding gift. That's what I was being replaced by. My lawyer stood and calmly presented evidence, text messages, emails, even a letter from my parents years ago saying, "The house is yours, Claire. For you and the baby." But the legal title had never been changed. It was all on trust. And trust was exactly what they'd broken. I sat there, my heart pounding, as my mother took the stand. She looked at me once, no emotion, and said, "We've done everything for Claire. But it's time she learned responsibility. Emily deserves her first home." Then Emily spoke. "My sister's always been selfish. She's had that house for years. It's time to move on." The judge glanced at me. "Ms. Jensen, do you wish to make a statement?" I stood, trying to steady my voice. "Your Honor, I don't have much. But that house, it's where I raised my son after his father left. My parents gave it to me when I had nothing. I believed them. I never asked for anything else. I just wanted a safe home for my child." I turned toward my parents. "You're not taking it from me. You're taking it from him. From your grandson." Liam, who had been quietly sitting beside my lawyer, tugged at my sleeve. "Mom," he whispered, "can I say something too?" The judge looked surprised but nodded. "If it's all right with your mother." I hesitated, then nodded. He stood up, tiny hands trembling, and faced the court. "My name's Liam," he said softly. "I'm 7. This is my house. It's where I learned to ride my bike, and where me and Mommy make pancakes on Sundays. Grandma and Grandpa came here too. I thought they liked it." He looked at them directly. "Why don't you want us to live there anymore? Did I do something bad?" The entire courtroom went silent. Even the judge blinked rapidly, clearly moved. My mother's lip trembled, but she looked away. Liam continued, his voice cracking. "Grandma, you said I was your favorite. Grandpa, you said this was my forever home. Why are you taking it?" I couldn't hold back the tears anymore. Neither could half the people in that room. When he sat down, clutching my arm, even the judge's voice softened. "Thank you, Liam. That was very brave." The hearing continued, but something had changed. The tension shifted, from legal battle to moral reckoning. My parents whispered among themselves, avoiding my gaze. Emily looked furious. Finally, the judge leaned forward. "Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, while the property title remains in your name, I must ask, is this truly the legacy you wish to leave? To strip your own grandchild of his home?" My father swallowed hard. My mother finally broke down, sobbing quietly. Emily hissed, "Mom, don't," but my mother stood up. "Your Honor, we withdraw our claim." The room gasped. My lawyer turned to me, stunned. "They're dropping it," he whispered. Tears flooded my eyes as my mother turned toward me, her voice shaking. "Claire, I'm so sorry. We forgot what really mattered. We were trying to be fair to both daughters, but we stopped being fair to our own hearts. Even Emily couldn't speak. She just sat there, pale, angry, and speechless. After the judge dismissed the case, I hugged Liam tighter than ever. He looked up and whispered, "Did I help, Mom?" I smiled through tears. "You didn't just help, baby. You reminded everyone what love really means." Outside the courthouse, my parents came up to us. My father put his hand on Liam's head. "We lost our way, son. But you showed us the truth. Forgive your old grandpa, okay?" Liam grinned shyly. "Only if you come for pancakes on Sunday." Everyone laughed, even through the tears. That Sunday, they did come. For the first time in years, we sat at that same table, not as enemies, but as a family rediscovering what really mattered. Sometimes the people who hurt you most aren't strangers, they're the ones you love. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing your heart so love can find its way back. And sometimes, it takes the pure honesty of a child to remind adults what's truly worth fighting for, not property, not pride, but family.